everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Kristin, or Kamado, however you want to say it. But I'm here with my Craft Roulette card that I'm going to be finishing up making. It's for episode 279. The parameters were kids card, theater colors, or do you have to say it theater? You know, either way. Picture or pictures, and half and half. Well, here's what I've got so far. I've got a regular A2 size card base, top folding, like that. I went ahead and for the silver screen, if you will, back in the day, took some silver paper that I had in my stash and embossed that with the Tailored Expressions halftone dots embossing folder. This was a crafty gift from a wonderful crafty friend, Susan. So I finally get to use it on a project. That's super neat. The shininess of the silver might be messing with the camera, but you know, super fun either way. So I'll just move that out of the way so it's not too super shiny. I have a film strip die cut here from the Stamps of Life. Now, I did not save all these little pokey tools, but that's okay. The centers here that cut out, I went back and cut them out of white, and I'll be ink blending on those, but basically I'll be putting that kind of in the center of the card on a slight diagonal, so this way it's splitting my card half and half. That's right. And it's kind of doing double duty, as well as it'll be representing of my picture or pictures parameter. So that's fun. Here's that die from the Stamps of Life, if I didn't show that earlier. I'm doing little ice cream cones because I thought, how sweet, what a treat. This is from an older Stamps of Life Fold It Club, and it has a little ice cream in there. It had some other little goodies, but I'm choosing to use the ice cream. And let's see, for my Have a Sweet Day, I'm going to use this die from an older Diamond Press set. It made interactive cards using either cupcakes or ice cream. While I'm not necessarily doing that particular interactive card, it did fit my sweet parameter. So there was a little sweet die there that I'm going to be cutting out. I have a lot of white scraps. So that is why I'm going to be ink blending today to use up some of them. Turns out didn't use as many as I thought, but that's all right. So I went ahead, and here's my Have a stamp, and their pieces are around here. Oh, here they are. So have a, and then I'll put the sweet. I'm going to ink blend here on a piece of paper with the dark Carnation color from Gina K. Pretty much using Gina K inks today. I think I've got a good mix of those, and they kind of fit. I went with the browns here for the Have a and Day because, you know, I was thinking ice cream cone, chocolate ice cream, Sandy Beach for the background color, and then dark chocolate for the stamping of the words. And also Sandy Beach on my little ice cream cones. For the cone part, I had masked them off so I wouldn't color the whole thing. I'm going to do some darker ice cream, pink and orange, because you can come up with some fun flavors for that. And then for the background pieces, I'm going to do it in a lighter shade with light Carnation. Now, will I mix them up, or will I keep pink with pink, orange with orange? We'll decide when it comes time to glue. So light Carnation, medium Carnation for the cones. Sticking with, I wanted like a reddish pink for the sweet to kind of maybe represent like a cherry. So I'm going to do that. So those are for the pink. For the orange, I'm going to go with sweet mango for the ice cream. And in the background, a light peach Bellini. And wouldn't you know, it wouldn't be a card without a little cover-up of a boo-boo. For some reason, when I was die cutting this, I must have had something on my finger, but that's all right. I think it'll cover it up enough, plus with the ice cream cone and everything else going on with the card, I bet you we probably won't notice. And if not, time for an embellishment there. I'll finish out blending these and I'll come back at you here at the end. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. I went ahead and finished ink blending. I cut out my pieces as well that needed to be cut out, such as this sweet. I found I liked the dark carnation on there, but let me show you. I just added a little bit of this Raging Red neon ink just to give it a little pop of pink. And then I found that I had this orange one in my stash called Orange Glow. So I added that little bit of orange to the tops of my little ice creams for the orange ones. So I did like that. Now these backer pieces that I had cut the shadow layers for the ice cream, wasn't sure if I was going to use them. I had them white originally, and it just looked a little too stark to keep on there. So just using what was left on the blending brushes, I went ahead and colored a couple of them that pinky red and a couple of them that orange color, and then decided to flip it. If orange cone on orange background, then let's go with a pinky shadow. And I think that kind of highlighted it just enough, not too much in your face, but not so much that it blended in. So I just have a few more things to glue down here. For the card base, I did the same. What was left over on the blending brushes is just lightly ink blended around. You can barely see it, but that's all right. I think it adds just a nice touch and helps bring the card base and the focal points here on the card a little more cohesive, I thought. Since I didn't have as much white on in the card, because everything started out as white but then has been ink blended. So I mean, who wouldn't love all this ice cream? So okay, just kind of gonna glue some things down here. Do you guys all have your Craft Roulette cards done and submitted? Have you thought about making a Craft Roulette video? It doesn't have to be real long. In fact, you don't even have to glue on camera if you don't want to. I didn't start out doing my Craft Roulette videos that way. Pretty much just made the card, came on and talked about it, and that was about it. Now, let's see. The parameter was kids card this time. I'm not sure what kid is going to end up getting this card. It could be a young man, a young lady. It could very well be another crafter who is a kid at heart. That would work just as well. And, oh, on that one that had that little bit of smudge, I was able to put it so it's just right at the bottom. So you know what? I bet you know him, but you and me are even going to know. Oh, haha. Glued all the background pieces down except for the one. So, using scrap paper there, but you know what? No one would know. Are these the finest blended backgrounds in town for these little rectangles? Nope. They just needed some color. They didn't need to be beautifully blended because the ice cream is the star. I just needed some color down there. And I was coloring on just regular 80-pound cardstock that I get from Hobby Lobby. So is it the best for ink blending? Probably not. Not if you want a beautiful full ink blended background, but just enough. The same paper I use as my cardstock card base here is the same that all this paper was. But you know what? For small bits, I think it's great. Oh. Now comes the question. See how it's going to look on that card base? Just pulls in the colors just a little bit more. Do I have it go off the silver edge? Or do I just have it go off the card base? Ooh, that's interesting. Anybody? I I think we're going to have it go right off the card base. Yeah, let's do that. And if you thought differently, do let me know. I can always make another card in which maybe we do have it go right off this matte layer. But that's okay. All is good. It'll all look great in the end, no matter which way one goes. Do a little high for you. Okay, let's see here. Now, oh, double, triple check. Yep, fold is at the top. Perfect. Oh, come on, sweet. Now, something I did with the sweet is I cut it out of the same silver paper, but I did 3 cuts worth and stacked it together. And I will be putting my red colored sweet right on top. Yeah, it's silver paper, it's a metallic, so it might slip and slide just a teeny bit, but I didn't get a lot of glue ooze, so that's a good thing. And I thought doing it in silver versus like a black or a white, it would blend in really well with this background, that you really wouldn't see it as much. That way, if I did get it off center, maybe on purpose, maybe on accident, that it would blend in and it would act as like a natural shadow, versus like if I was doing black or other color besides more ink blending of this, that it, you know, wouldn't stand out in a funky way. If I kept the sweet with just white, doing the other stacked layers in just white, I think would look well for the card. Okay, that's coming together. Let's make sure though that we don't forget to cut those off, although it would be totally fun just to leave them on, but I suppose if one was going to be displaying the card, it probably wouldn't sit as well, so I guess we'll be kind enough and cut that off for whoever the future recipient of this card may be. Okay, whoop. Now we're cutting against the fold. Got to be careful here. Okay. All right, that ended up cutting off very little, but I still think you get the integrity left of the card, and that's always important. Now, to figure out where my sweet is gonna go, here's my have a day that I ended up coloring. I kind of kept it cone-like or chocolate ice cream-like colors. It was from a larger strip of paper that I had in one of the many paper scraps that I have, so I still even got some left over, because you never know. Okay. That's good. Didn't want it to go too far off the card. Okay. Let's roll with that, shall we? Now the back side of this silver paper is pretty much just a basic cardstock, so it'll glue down nice and smooth. However, there may be just the teeniest little movement here because it's getting glued on almost itself, the same silver cardstock. That's all right. So, a little bit off, yeah, like that. Put that little feller down just to give a little bit, and then we'll put have a day right around that. So kids card, great, got that. I would say parameter check on that. It was theater colors. Well, I went more because of the silver screen theater and kids movies. Always full of color. Any ones that I've seen lately with Bimado, of course, have any types of color in them, so I kind of went with that. Plus, the candy that one might eat at a movie theater is usually always very colorful as well. Oops, little glue ooze. We'll fix that right on up. So I kind of went with that, so you had candy colors in there. That came out pretty good. Let's see here. I did take some of these pearls and color them in this peachy orange color. I thought maybe it might need a little decor up there since it's bottom heavy, but I don't know. Let's see how that might, is that too many? Yeah, it's a little too many, but I am, you know what? Let's go for it anyway. Yeah, I took my marker. This is dark, here we go, Dark Peach Pie alcohol-based marker, Stampin' Blend by Stampin' Up. Of course I got it because it was an orangey color. And why not have a little more orange in there? All those fun Starburst colors or any type of fun fruity candies. And let's see, our other, so I will say check on the theater colors. Let's also check off pictures. It kind of reminded me of the pictures, the ad you might see. Remember those old ads at the movies that let's go get a treat from the concession stand? So ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. Who wouldn't want that? So that's my pictures. And half and half. I put the film strip going half over here and half over here. What do you think? Did I get the measurements eyeballing wise pretty darn close? So I will say check on that. Again, kids card, theater colors, picture or pictures, and half were the parameters for Craft Roulette episode 279. I'll link information below about Craft Roulette, the episode that this went to, and their YouTube channel. And of course, I'll link what I can for the Stamps of Life and different things that I used, such as maybe the Gina K ink colors. I appreciate you stopping by. Let me know what you think. If you just want to say hi, or if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you on the next one.